talking us through the display by the Royal Air Force Typhoon. What a dramatic way to open the flying display at this Duxford D-Day Anniversary Air Show. Well, now, albeit briefly, we're going to see the aircraft that was based at Duxford, Station 357 in Duxford. That's off the display elsewhere. Towards the US Army Air Force for our next display item. The building, of course, is being closed at the moment for a major refurbishment program. You can see a sculpture entitled Counting the Cost. On this large glass wall can be seen the silhouettes of US Army Air Force and a small number of US Navy aircraft which were lost while operating from British shores during Rescue Catalina was in the course of a very notable mission. It occurred 70 years ago on the 30th of March 1962. Jet fighters of the Luftwaffe and abandoned. The crew took to dinghies. They all survived the incident in spite of the fact that they weren't rescued for another 4 days until the 4th of April. Of the markings with the nose arc and the name Miss Pickup, very appropriately given the rescue role of the OA-10As based in Britain with the 8th Air Force that this Catalina depicts. But Colin, of course, we know the type perhaps best for its role in the Battle of the Atlantic.
Yes, the Battle of the Atlantic was the event of the Second World War that really frightened Churchill. As we all know, he was not easily frightened, but he was very worried about the supply line. It was threatened by the U-boats, and there was a gap in the middle that could not be covered with air power until the Catalinas were put on service. And they had the capacity to cover the gap, and indeed, the TBY-5A designation of this one, the A stands for amphibian, but the first Catalinas were pure flying boats, the type first flying on the 28th of March 1935. From this particular invoice, you can see the floats being deployed. It's full amphibian configuration.
That first prototype was the XP3Y1. It performed very well, but it was further improved into the XPBY1 patrol bomber, which achieved a new distance record of 3,443 miles on its maiden flight, which took place in May 1936. And long-range missions were, of course, to be the type's raison d'etre. Colin mentioned the mid-Atlantic gap, in which German U-boats were able to roam almost at will, supported by Focke-Wulf FW-200 Condor maritime aircraft. Catalina's entered service with the United States Navy in October 1936. The RAF began receiving them with units based in Northern Ireland in 1941. The float's now being retracted.
Catalina, together with the underwater radar, submarines when they were below the surface. But it was really the Catalina that made something different to do that flight.
Of course, other flying boat types also played their part, the short Sunderlands of the Royal Air Force, and there were other such amphibian types that were used for rescue duties. One thinks of the supermarine walruses of the Royal Air Force and the Fleet Air Arm.
And of course, Catalinas continued to provide service beyond the war years, and civilian role as well, with fire bombers like used in America and elsewhere around the world.
Yeah, this one built the aircraft for its display today. The co-pilot Gareth Bliss said that he became aware of this as a result of watching the Catalina at a Duxford show a couple of years ago when we mentioned the fact that there was a share going begging. Of course, the most famous wartime operations of RAF Catalinas occurred with, for example, the location of the German battleship Bismarck in May 1941, and then the operations in very heroic circumstances that won 2 RAF Catalina pilots, the Victoria Cross, Flying Officer John Cruikshank of number 210 Squadron, and Flight Lieutenant David Hornell, who was actually part of the Royal Canadian Air Force with number 162 Squadron, both for pressing home attacks against U-boats while under heavy fire. Enough to fly in it. Touching down on the grass, the aircraft captained today by former RAF Andover and Hercules pilot Derek Head.
Holding a nose off, so.
A little bit of aerodynamic braking.
Yeah.
Derek Head and Gareth Bliss.
Still the nose is off the ground. I think he knows how to fly that.